Good morning, everybody. Hold on, I'm doing a retweet. I don't get so when we start the show, uh it does like a 30-second countdown on my end. You start playing the music and everything like that. It's wait for it to show up on our Twitter channel so I can then hit retweet to people, my followers, let everybody know what's going on. But usually it shows up on Twitter like maybe with like 7 seconds before I'm supposed to come on. And like, come on, man, I ain't got no time. So regardless, got that thing taken care of. Good morning to everybody, party people in the house. Hello. Happy Tuesday to you. November the 21st. Can't figure this thing out, boy. Yesterday, the weather was beautiful, low 80s. As a company in from out of town, went out to the Oasis, they were the first time going to the Oasis and went to check that thing out, not necessarily for the food, even though the food wasn't actually that bad for the first time. It was kind of weird. It actually didn't not make me angry. And I wake up this morning and it's cold again. Like, I can't, what we do in Austin, it just is so Austin. Where we are, so it is what it is. Of course, I'm in Cedar Park, but you know how we do. But yeah, man, happy Tuesday to everybody. Thanksgiving week is here. Short week for us here on the channel. This will be my last show of the week because we're going to take Wednesday and Thursday off. We're going to spend time with our family and spend time doing some things. So we've been grinding since we kind of did this launch. I don't know, 3-4 months ago when I say we revamped the channel to do daily shows, and we barely have had any days off. So it's kind of like, hey man, why don't we take like a day or two off? I don't know, see our family, see how they doing, catch up on them, do things like that. So this will be the last show of the week. We will have a prize pick show, excuse me, that we're going to be doing on Wednesday. So you will have prize picks on Wednesday. Thursday though. Come on, go watch the Lions, go watch the Cowboys. I don't know what the night game is, but whatever the night game is, watch that. Do they have high school football on Thursdays here? San Fran versus Seattle. Do they do high school games on Thursday nights? I was wondering. I know everyone's in the midst of the playoffs right now, but I know back in the day I used to remember seeing sometimes there'll be a high school game here or there. But nonetheless, you guys go out and enjoy your Thanksgiving, and we'll be back on Friday for the watch along. We'll also have the post game show as well, so we'll do plenty of things. But a good couple of things, man. I need to go shopping for the kids. Amazon. I'm gonna buy a Christmas tree. Gotta go out there to Papa Noel's, even though Alex swears I should go to Home Depot. Still gonna go to Papa Noel's, get myself a tree, and bring it back. And I got the stand that Alex recommended, so I'm good on that one. So I'm looking forward to getting the holiday thing started in the holiday season. Everyone's got their stuff. I got my stuff coming too. I got my stuff coming on Wednesday. I did order it. I told you guys I was gonna do it, and I did it. Hold on one second. I'm gonna show you guys what I ordered for the yard. This is gonna be this. Hold on. This is gonna be. I'll be interested to see how the neighbors react. Where's my Amazon account? Hold on, where's it? Where's my orders? Where's my orders? Damn it, man. Here we go. What the Amazon? What the hell y'all did with your stuff? Oh, well, here we go. Orders. You're like, what the hell did Anwar order? Here we go. I ordered him for the yard, baby. He coming on Wednesday. I'm going to see how my neighbors react. We can't get mad about a fictional character, can we? We can't get mad about a fictional character, can we? We about to find out. We throwing off all the kids in my neighborhood. They be like, what in the hell is that down here? Like, that's all we're saying. All we're saying is in the house. What? Yeah. Now, report to me, HOA. Y'all, you was upset about the grass. You was upset about the bushes. All right. It's on, baby. is on. I'm gonna put all kinds of stuff out there, baby. I'm gonna put all kinds. I'm gonna find all kind of black inflatables and put them out there. Just all kinds. Just a this Christmas kind of party. Just a soul festive thing. I'm gonna find a James Brown one. I'm gonna put one out there. He coming on Wednesday though. I'm gonna take a picture of it. I'm gonna show you guys. I'm going to show you guys my thing on Monday when I come back for the show. I just did it for fun. I just did it to see what the reaction was going to be. And also, you know, when I was in Detroit, when I lived in Detroit, no lie, I went to a mall. That's all they had up there was like Black Santas. It was just Black Santas up there. So I got a picture with one. So then my little kid got one too. So yeah, that's what we're doing. So anyway, I got that going on. Let me give a shout out to the people in the chat this morning and see how everybody's doing. The Sandman made it in here first. Sandman 23. I think it's the first time you ever did that. So good morning to you, Sandman 23. Let me see. Exit light into night. There you go. ZO_V, my favorite Hennessy bottle. You have been doing a great job of getting in there first. Robert, I think I asked you, what are you and wifey? Well, the missus, what are you guys doing for Thanksgiving? G. Lewis is in the house. Mr. Hookham is in the house. Soto 806. Mr. Lubbock himself is in the house. SEC Hookham. Cesar Torres is in the house. Rodolfo, the #1 Jordan Whittington fan, is in the house. Whittington's cooking. Rodolfo's eating. Anthony's in the house. Just another dude is in the house. Chris Nelson is in the house. DWD is in the house. Money B in this piece. See, Claire is in the house. Hooker for Knoxville. Oh man, you made the trip over there to Knoxville. I hear it's really nice out there. Actually, see, Claire, you got to send me some pictures. I hear Knoxville is nice. I think that's going to be a nice trip to make. Longest Horn is in this house. Let's see who else is here. Just another fragrance reviewer. Good morning to you, fam. How are you doing? Let's see. Boy, you Sandman's talking. Dwayne Garcia is in here. Barb Tens is in here. B Huey is in here. Kai is in here. BK817. Hey, I'm man. I'll see everyone at the best beatdown of tech in Austin on Friday. BK817. Let everybody know, because people were asking yesterday, did I do the thing for you that you asked? Aaron, after the post-game show, BK817, he asked me, he said, can you go, as you leave the stadium, can you go and yell, suck it, Iowa State? So I said, all right. I said, there's a bridge that takes it from the stadium to the parking lot, and it takes you over, the roads. It's like a 4-lane road or whatever. So I made a video for him, and I got in the middle of the bridge, and I yelled it. So BK, I need the confirmation that you asked, and I did it. I just need to put it in the chat for me. Corleone is doing so good. Sark After Dark, Chris Breezy is in the house. Mark Mustache is in the house. Text Guy 2, headed to Perry's for Thanksgiving. Yes, sir. On yes, is. I'm going to Perry's at the Domain on at noon on Wednesday. Oh, Thursday. Wednesday night I'm doing going to a Friendsgiving. Thursday I'm going to Perry's. No kids here. No kids are doing their thing. And so I'm just, so me and the lady friend, we're gonna go down there. I'm just like, man, I ain't going to nobody's house. I don't like to be held hostage either. I don't know what I'm saying. I gotta be at your house for like hours upon hours. Like, when do I leave? I don't know. I just want to pop in and pop out. So I'll just rather go make my own plans. So I'm going to Paris. And they had put I got a coupon in the mail like a couple of months ago for like $50 off a Perry's meal. Now I think I gotta spend $170, which is pretty easy to do at Perry's, quite honest with you. So I'll be there, but I'm gonna use that coupon And then, so that's still like a meal or something, a couple of drinks, something to that effect. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna have a great time in Paris. That'd be my Thanksgiving, and I will not be mad at it at all. Let's see who else is in here. Arthur's in here, Brandon's in here, Robert's in here, Blake May is in here. Happy Thanksgiving to you guys as well. Kai with his North Carolina Jack. No. Actually, Kai, it's a team in Mexico. It's a soccer team. Mike Torres might know a little bit more about it if he's in the chat. But no North Carolina on this thing today. JB, good morning to you. Lucius Lyons is in the house. Just C13. Beat Tech 100%. Captain the J76. What in the? There's too much going on. We got old eyes. Oh, JS6. Captain, I'm sorry. I got these old eyes here. Made my 1.5-hour commute that much better. I appreciate you. That's 90 minutes to go by fast. I can help you do that. Good morning to you, Logan. Good freaking morning. Put Iowa State in their place and about to put the Sand Aggies in their place this week. That's right. What the heck? Time to beat down Tech. Let them know. What they say, punks jump up to get beat down. But that's what happened with Tech. It's time for them to get a beat down. The Uncle Mickey's in the house. Agent Z is in the house. C. Jones is in the house. Kiki, what's going on, fam? How are you? Calvin Gilroy is in here. Chris Bennett, the original OG, is in the house. I'll go through all the HOA things. The good morning to you, Lewis Gaines. Good morning to you, Uncle Mickey. He says Santa needs a big, inflatable, old-fashioned. Now, ain't that the truth? He's going for the corner, is in there. Good morning to you as well. Thank you. Deborah is in the house. Great question yesterday. More people saw a thoughtful Sark. Deborah, we will talk about that in the first hour about that, because I was beyond impressed with that answer that Sark gave. Major Alexander's in the house. Billy Bird is in the house. Darian is in here. Terrence is in here. Bridges over University Avenue. Thank you, Terrence. I appreciate that. Terrence, I thought you was like going to Bridges over. I thought he was like the Bridges over. I was like, oh snap, he's taking it back. I was like, is he doing the Bridges over? Then I realized you were actually doing something geography. So my bad. I thought we almost had a moment. Waves Deep is in this team. Almost a couple of more. J Rods 05. That's it must be like J Rodriguez or something like that. What's up to you, Cotton is in this piece. Elizabeth Davis. She goes, my husband went to Tech, so if Texas loses, it will be brutal in my household on Friday. No, it won't, Elizabeth. No, it won't. You just tell him you let him know if he talks any smack to you, there's a couch that's got his name on it. And listen, Elizabeth, you run that show. You never know. You talk your stuff about Tech beating Texas or something like that. Tell him he's cut off until the new year. Just cut him off, Elizabeth. Tell him he can't get nothing from you until the new year. Nothing. Tell him he can sleep with the dogs in the bed. You're gonna be in another room. I bet you he won't talk. I bet you shut up. But guess what? We don't have to worry about that, Elizabeth, because Texas is gonna do what they need to do. You will not have any worries about that. And then Tyree Gatson, good morning to you. And then Terrence McLean, I only know about the bridge due to having to walk 2 miles away from the stadium to get to an Uber. Damn. Ouch. Yeah, it was. The parking lot is not close for a lot of other people. So that is the thing. Who's anybody headed out of town? Anybody headed out of town for Thanksgiving? Anybody headed out of town? Or is everybody going in town? I don't know. What do you guys? Tell me what your Thanksgiving plans are in the chat. I'm just kind of curious. I told you guys what I'm doing. I told you I'm going to Paris. I'm just making that thing simple and easy. I got reservations. I'll be down there. What are you guys doing for the thing? Let's do a couple of little things. I've acknowledged everybody in the chat. We won't spend as much time on this because I have a lot to get to. But this, barbecue. Ooh, anybody frying a turkey? Whew. Now, if you fry the turkey, you can invite Unc over. Or I'll meet you for some, give me a plate or something. If you fry turkey, just don't hurt yourself. Um, Real quick, November is the month of Movember, mental health awareness. And so this month-long event is promoting physical and mental well-being among men. We're addressing issues such as prostate cancer, testicular cancer, mental health challenges, and suicide prevention. We're here on this show focusing on suicide prevention. We partner up with 988, which is a suicide and crisis lifeline. So if this is basically, if anyone if you're having thoughts of suicide, if you're having mental health challenges right now, you've been going through some things, the holidays are coming around, there's a lot of different things that are on your mind. Maybe just need someone to talk to. And it's not always easy to talk to family members or friends because you might feel a little bit of judge, or maybe they don't understand you. But just to let you know that there is some hope out there, not only for you, but if you know someone who's going through some things, you get to basically get on the phone and you get to talk to trained crisis counselors who can give you some pointers, give you some reasons for optimism. There's no need to live by yourself, and no need to be tormented at all. There is hope that's out there. Don't make a permanent decision off a temporary place in your life. Okay, 988 is out there. And so we are partnering with them. And then, of course, on this next Tuesday will be Giving Tuesday, where we'll have the opportunity. I'll have a link for us to be able to raise money and donate to the cause. So every time I talk about it, if someone reaches out to me and tells me about their experiences or things that they've gone through. So 988 is out there for you. Someone's already scanned the QR code. They also have a website, 988lifeline.org, 988lifeline.org. And the other thing I want to make sure I get to the first portion of the show is my main man, Eric Sells Homes, President Eric Sells Homes, DFW. Text guy, I'll have a link for you next week. So don't worry about it. I'll have a link. I'll have a link by this week, but obviously I won't be on the show. I'll have a link by next week, a specialized link that you can donate directly. So no money has to exchange hands. You don't have to put anything in the super chats or anything to that effect. People who will put money in super chats, I'll make sure that money that you guys have donated goes towards it. But nonetheless, I get a link for you. Eric Sells Homes DFW. If you're looking for a home in the DFW area, you don't have to look any further than my main man, El Presidente. He's got you covered. You're looking to buy a home, looking to sell a home, whatever it is. Buy. I keep telling you. I know you're thinking to yourself, oh, you're crazy. I'm telling you, buy a home in November and December. You are not competing against anybody. Now you can wait. Now, maybe there's a home that's not on the market I don't know. But right now, perfect time. Everybody's eager to sell. If someone's got a home for sale in November, December, they need to get rid of that home. Now, if you need to get rid of that home, then he's got you covered. If you need to buy a home, you got you covered. You wait till the summertime, now you're competing against everybody. But if you do it right now, hey, might catch yourself a deal. Merry Christmas to me. Merry Christmas to me. I just bought myself a home. Eric Sells Homes, DFW. My main man, he has got you covered. Oh, man, someone's smoking a turkey. Oh, boy, looky here. Oh, wow, that's a pellet one. Oh, look at you guys. Yeah, smoking a turkey. That. Smoking turkey. Fried turkey, though. You ever had a fried turkey, Aaron? You ever had a fried one? Yeah, it's so good. It's so good. If I knew some people who were actually frying turkeys and invite me over, I would actually do it. But they just like, oh man, I got some turkey. One of my boys called me yesterday. He's like, man, you come over. I got a turkey. I got a ham because I got mashed potatoes. I was like, you got Thanksgiving food? Like, bro, I get it. Like, unless you're gonna tell me something different, like y'all doing Creole food, like you don't have to go through all that. I know what you mean. So I said, I don't know. I said I may be able to get a chance to check it out. Can I tell you? You might be listening. Can I tell you what one of my friends did to me last year? Yeah, I want to see what y'all think in the chat. So Thanksgiving came and went, right? Thanksgiving came and went. So it was after Thanksgiving. And one of my friends, he calls me like 2 days after Thanksgiving, right? Something like that. Something pretty close to that. He's like, "Hey man, I just want to let you know that I had some leftovers for you and I had it in my car, but I decided to go ahead and eat it. So I just want to let you know that if you thought you was getting some food for me, I just want to let you know that I ate the food." And that's my phone call. And I was like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this information. I was like, I didn't expect to get any food for Thanksgiving. But he's like, well, I just want to let you know that I ate it. I was like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this information. I'm not quite sure. Then I was like, hey man, I just need to go. I got some things I need to do. So I'm hoping that if anybody out there this year has got some leftovers for me that they want to bring by, if you do decide that you want to eat the food that you have put aside for me, please don't call me to let me know what you have done. Because clearly you have an issue with me to be like, I was going to do something nice for you. And I started to. And I said, nah, I'm not going to do anything nice for you. Well, thanks. Appreciate it. People are funny, man. I just sit back and watch. People are absolutely funny. Life is funny sometimes. Elizabeth, it is cruel. Wasn't it cruel? Money, you said you would have cursed out, dude. I just got off the phone. He said it's a Chip Brown type of move. Damn, that's kind of, you made it personal right there. You said, yeah, that friend would have to catch a fair one, run the fade, homie. It was a weird call, man. I gotta admit, it was a weird call. I don't know. But maybe, I don't know. Maybe there was an issue. Maybe there's an issue he has with me. And he just was like, I can't verbalize it. So I'm just gonna act out. And I just want to know, when he was eating the food, what was he thinking? Was he like, man, F that guy. F him. Like, I don't know. Weird. It is weird. I don't know. Anyway, let's go to break. When we come back, man, we got lots of football to discuss. There's a lot of things that are going on. We'll talk about the college football playoff stuff that's coming out today. We'll also talk about because I got a lot of football to discuss. See Sarkisian discuss. Obviously mentioned people the question from yesterday. So let's get into all those. I'm also going to make sure we do buy or sell. I know some of you guys put in buy or sell in the chat yesterday. And so some of you guys put buy or sell in the chat yesterday. And so we didn't get a chance to get to that. So let's get to as many buy or sell as we get to, because we'll have a chance to do buy or sell for the rest of the week. And I want to make sure I do some interactions with you guys as well. So as a lot of times that happen, we got a lot of show, not enough time. So let's do a quick break. And then when we come back, we will just get into everything. DJ Aaron, run the commercial track.
Jason, it wasn't sexy, but man, it was a grown-up, big boy, get the job done kind of performance by the Texas Longhorns. It's the trickiest hurdle that they had to complete on the regular season schedule, on the way to potentially 11-1 season and qualifying for the Big 12 championship game. Not anything that's going to make anyone across the nation do jumping jacks, but I think if you're a Texas Longhorn fan, you need to feel really happy about the big boy grown-up win that your football team brought home tonight.
Yeah, I'm trying to post my story here, and I said a lot of those same things. It's not going to win any style points, especially after what Oregon did earlier in the day. But this is probably, other than BYU, which BYU wasn't really a threat, but this was the best performance I think Texas has put together in the last month or so. I mean, offensively, defensively, special teams. And I say that with the understanding they did make some mistakes. Obviously, the fumble and some penalties took points off the board. It wasn't a clean, flawless game. I mean, 26 points isn't anything that we're all going to look back on 6 months from now and say, oh, remember that game when they were racing up and down the field? But I thought it was a good, gritty, just overall performance by Texas. And you said 10. My last words, hey, 10-1, 10-1, man. It's been a long time since we've been able to say that about a Texas team. So 10-1, which should be 11-1 by Friday night of next week, and a berth in the Big 12 championship game. So kudos to Texas. This was this is a tough Iowa State team going on the road in a hostile environment. You just knew Iowa State was going to kind of ugly this game up, and they did a good job of that for most of the game before Texas was able to kind of separate by a couple scores there in the fourth quarter. So a good win by Texas. I thought it was a good performance overall. I thought Quinn Ewers was good. C.J. Baxter ran the ball well. I thought defensively, for the most part, they held up well, aside from really that one big busted play. But good win overall by the Longhorns. Special teams came up too. So, if you're a Texas fan, man, you should be real happy tonight.
All right, I was watching this thing myself. I had never seen that portion of the video. Looked at it as part of the post game show that we do every Saturday during the season. We'll also continue to do that for the bowl games, however many they end up being. Brought to you by our main man Adam Lowy. See, I knew Mike Torres would know. Morning and hook 'em. Yes, Mike. Man, you are a football aficionado. Yes. Yes, Mike Torres, the Yucatan. Like, how do you even know this? Like, Mike, how do you even know about a football programs, aka soccer program, in the Yucatan? Like, what do you do all day long? Like, how do you know this stuff? Man, that's pretty impressive. I must admit. Tonight, as you guys are doing, wait, before we get too far down, specs. Let me tell you guys about specs. Before I even get too start. Listen. Everybody, listen. Pay attention. Listen up. This week, we got a lot of things going on. We got Thanksgiving that obviously we've got going on at this moment. We've got the game on Friday that you have, and of course you have the entire weekend. Listen, if fellas, let me start to speak to the fellas. Let me start with y'all. All my fellas that are out there, ladies, this doesn't apply to you, but you could just do a head nod because you'll understand what I'm about to say. Fellas, if you're going to someone's house, especially maybe you're going to your girlfriend's house or something to that effect, maybe this will be the first time it's going to be meet the parents. Do not show up empty-handed. Don't. Go out to Specs. Get them a nice bottle of wine. If you don't know what to buy, ask one of the reps. Say, hey, I'm going to, my girlfriend's house or whoever, whoever you're dating, okay? And that, hey, like I want to bring them a nice bottle. I don't know what to get. Well, I don't know. Okay, can you give them a nice cab? Can you give them a nice cab, right? Cab is safe. It's a red wine, fellas. Cabs are safe, right? Just tell them, hey, just recommend them. And just tell your price range. Just tell them, like, I can spend like $20, okay? You don't have to spend 40, 50, 60. Don't show up empty-handed. Get them a nice bottle. So, get a bag. Fellas, I'm talking Rodolfo, Cotton. Get a wine bag. It's going to be another $3 or $4, okay? Get a wine bag, the nice little wine bag. Put the wine bottle in there. Don't show up empty-handed, okay? So, fellas, I'm just trying to give you some pointers here. You want to know why that nobody in the family likes you because you show up every Thanksgiving. You don't bring nothing. You don't bring nothing but your appetite, and they take home all the food. So don't show up empty-handed. Go out, get a nice bottle. But then, hey, if you know somebody else that you're going to their house and they got something that they really like, whether it's a nice beer that they really enjoy, nice spirits that they really enjoy, head out to Specs. Make sure you don't show up empty-handed because they're going to be talking about you when you leave. Trust me, they're going to talk about you when they leave. So go to Specs for all the best deals. Beer, wine, spirits, snacks, mixers, all that. DJ Aaron, tell them what they can get from Specs.
No matter what you're needing, Specs same-day delivery can save the day with our Specs app or online shopping. From world-class wines to hard-to-find spirits and craft beers to gourmet foods, delicious snacks, and spectacular sweets. It's Specs. Cheers to savings.
And cheers to you. Money B, you say take mom a candle. Sure, I think it's okay. But you got to also understand, like, does mom like the scent that you like? You know how many scents and fragrances that are out there? It can be careful. I don't know. But if you give her a nice cab bottle, you're good to go. You are absolutely good to go. Don't show up empty-handed. Do not Do not, I warned you, do not show up empty-handed. They will talk about you like a junkyard dog. Tonight, we will have the College Football Playoff Selection Committee will reveal their rankings. It will happen at 6 o'clock Central Time. 6 o'clock Central Time tonight. Not expecting a whole much of changes to occur. I expect everything to kind of be status quo. I think it is what it is. I think we kind of know how this thing's playing out. Until everybody starts playing each other, the rankings are going to be the rankings. So, so until we get Ohio State versus Michigan and we get Oregon versus Washington, until those dominoes start to fall, till Georgia plays Alabama. So, next week we'll have a little bit more. And of course, obviously the following week, championship week, that's when all the dominoes begin to fall. And that's when we have the show. I think it's on December. Is it December the 3rd, Aaron, when everything's revealed? I believe it's December the 3rd when everything gets revealed, we'll know all the bowl games. Yes, so December the 3rd is when we should know where all the bowl games are. So if you're kind of trying to do a save the date, December the 3rd will be it, and then we'll know for sure. Maybe we should do some sort of watch along for that, especially if Texas is sitting at 12-1. Which, let's hope that they are for everyone's sake, because that would be kind of badass if that occurs. So we'll have that tonight. So just want to kind of program and know so you guys know 6 o'clock tonight. Be on the lookout for that. If not, make sure you check out Orange Bloods. We'll have it, everything that happened. Just for FYI, the games that are upcoming this weekend, DJ Aaron has those for those who are just kind of curious. I mean, we're not going to do the playoff scenario stuff today. We are not going to bang our head against the wall. That is just a little bit too much. But if you want to know what games are being played in the Big 12 this weekend, here you go. TCU at Oklahoma at 11 o'clock on Friday morning. So if you decide hey, man, you're not quite sure what you want to do, TCU versus Oklahoma will be on Fox. And of course, in the evening time, we've got Texas Tech at Texas. You guys are already familiar with that. And so, these dominoes fall here. Then we'll see what happens going forward. And over the weekend, look, if Texas wins, they're in, and then you can just chill out and see what happens for the rest of the weekend with Houston at UCF. If you're really bored, on a Saturday morning, you can watch Houston at UCF on FS1. I can't imagine you would be that bored. So go out shopping. Don't go out shopping. That's a madhouse out there. BYU will be at Oklahoma State at 2:30. I mean, who knows? Oklahoma State so wishy-washy. Ain't no telling what's going to happen in that game. West Virginia at Baylor, again, only if you're bored, but you can't be that bored. You have Kansas at Cincinnati. Realistically, the game that we probably may end up having to keep our eye on will probably be Iowa at K-State. Again, there's a lot of tiebreaker scenarios. I think after Friday, as long as Texas gets in, then we'll just know which games we need to monitor going forward, just to know who they're going to play on the 2nd and in Arlington. I kind of go from there. So, so that's it. I just want to make sure you guys know the Big 12 schedule for this upcoming weekend. Thank you, DJ Aaron. There was Pete kept another just kind of news and notes. But Pete Kwiatkowski was named a semi-finalist for the Broyles Award. It's the award that recognizes the top assistant coach in college football. Pete K, semi-finalist, doesn't need Gary Patterson to win the award, apparently. Apparently, he can stand on his own 2 feet, 10 toes down by himself. And Pete K, there. So I'll read. I kind of go through this just a little bit for what we had from the press release. This year, PK's unit leads the nation in third down defense at a 26.6%, ranks 4th in rushing defense, 5th in red zone defense in the nation. The Longhorns are also 14th in passes intercepted, 16th in scoring defense, 30th in turnovers gained, 31st in first downs defended, and 37th in total defense. Not too bad. The Texas defense has held 7 opponents to below 100 rushing yards in a game, including each of the last 5. Each of the last 5 games, no one has they've been able to hold an opponent to less than 100 rushing yards. Apparently, they can hold them to less than 10 if they really apply themselves. This is the longest streak for the Longhorns since 2009. A lot of other accomplishments that I could read off, but that's the most important stuff that's there. So shout out to Pete K for doing the damn thing. Again, it may not be pretty sometimes. You might not like how you get there, but at the end of the day, the defense is doing enough to get the job done. So shout out to those guys, and shout out to Pete K. Last news and notes kind of things. Actually, last one. Unfortunately, Texas dropped the game last night to UConn, 81-71. The good part is that Dylan Mitchell went off. 21 points, 8 boards, 2 assists, 2 steals, 1 block, 9 of 12 from the field. So that's that part was good. They played, and there was a lot, that was going on. Caden Shedrick was out because of an injury. So, but nonetheless, 81-71, respectable loss for Texas in the finals of that game. So, just want to make sure we put that one out there as well. Last thing I want to do before we kind of turn the page a little bit is I want to do kind of just a revisit. I didn't get a chance to do this yesterday. And Aaron, I forgot to send you the stuff, but I won't spend a multitude of time on it. But just revisiting the 5 keys to victory that I had on Friday. The first key that I had was pressuring Rocco Beck. That was the first key I had for Texas to be able to beat Iowa State. They ended up sacking him 3 times, 1 quarterback hurry. So you can check that box. And Tavondre Sweat and Byron Murphy were absolutely in the backfield. It seemed like all the time. And that's what happens when you talk stuff. When you talk that thing and you can't back it up, that's what happens. It's Tavondre Sweat and Byron Murphy and all those guys show if you're going to talk it, you're going to have to back it up. But they were cool to let everybody know, hey, I hope you enjoyed senior night. So there was that. Number 2 was Texas must limit its turnovers. You didn't see Quinn Ewers turn the ball over at one time, and ISU had entered that game ranked 3rd nationally and 2nd in the Big 12 for 15 interceptions. The third one that I had asked, I said, please, 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 pretty please, Steve Sarkisian, can you kill the Wildcat package? And thank you, Coach. We appreciate you, man. Hey, thank you for it. It was a Thanksgiving miracle. It was a Thanksgiving miracle, y'all. It was like, thank you, Coach. Thank you. Oh man, he just said like, hey man, I'm just not gonna do it. And it's like you, Coach, is so good to us. Oh, we thank you, Coach. Oh yes. Oh yeah, that I mean, just for that, they got a whatchamacallit, they got a Thanksgiving, a night service on Wednesday night at church. I'm gonna be there just because of you, Sark. Number 4 was limit Iowa State's red zone success. Iowa State was only 3 of 11 from the red zone, and number 5 was finish in the second half. We talked about how Texas gave up a 26-6 lead versus TCU in the fourth quarter, 21-0 versus Houston, 27-7 versus K-State. And when it's all said and done, Iowa State scores 3 points in the first, 0 in the second, 6 points in the third, 7 in the fourth. That's it. We didn't have to go pins and needles. No one had to bring out the holy water. No one had. I mean, it was good. Everybody, we got through it. Texas wins 26-16. Maybe that's just the formula going forward. That's the formula for winning going forward. Just don't get a 20-point lead. Just stay in that 14-17 range and just cruise, Sarkisian. Just stay there. 28's too much. 21's too much. You're just asking too much. Now I just do this. And then we preach, and then and it's good. So all the keys to victory that we had talked about on Friday end up coming to fruition. So I want to do that. I do that for accountability purposes because there's too many people, I think, in my industry that they talk about their successes and where they're right. They never talk about where they're wrong. And I think it's kind of whack, to be quite honest with you. Like I think it's trash. Well, I don't want to say trash. I think it's like cheating, like to put in like those predictions that the like recruiting writers do. Like it's kind of cheating if you put it in a few hours before you find out where the person is going. Like, no, you got to do a prediction like months out. Like if you predict, you predict. And then if not, then you're just reporting, and that's just kind of weird. So I don't know. I just believe in accountability. If I'm right, I'm right. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. So there's that. So let's get into Steve Sarkisian. Steve Sarkisian spoke to the media yesterday. Now I've covered, just so we're clear, I've covered every Steve Sarkisian press conference since the moment that he was announced as the head coach. From the first Zoom call that he had, it's like they fired Herman like on a Saturday, I think, and then Steve Sarkisian was announced that night, and then we had a media availability with him, and he was still at Alabama at the time. I've covered every single one. I've talked to him not only on those occasions, but when he's traveled. I've talked to Sarkisian in Dallas and Houston and San Antonio at the different spots and different things that are there. I just had tons of interactions with him. I say it all to say, I thought yesterday was by far his best press conference. I thought it was the most insightful that I've ever seen him be, the most relaxed I've ever seen him be. He took us behind the curtain in ways that I don't think we actually had ever seen him do before. And it was memorable for me because I just thought it was the best I've seen him. Just hands down, the absolute best as far as stuff is concerned. So I want to get into. I want to get into the main thing, and then I'm going to go through everything he talked about. But I'll start with the meat of it, so you guys don't have to wait. I asked him a question yesterday. It's interesting because I heard Catch on his show yesterday describe my question as a kiss-ass question, which I thought was unfair without knowing the genesis of the question, because Steve Sarkisian has talked a lot about culture, and I kept thinking to myself, I don't know what that means. I've never heard it defined, right? I've never heard it defined and explained, like, well, what does it mean? Because if we're sitting at 10-1, and the thing you keep talking about every single week and every single press conference is culture win, culture this, then I'm thinking to myself, well, what is your culture? Because I don't know what that means. It's very vague to me, And so so for me, I felt like, well, if this is what everything you're going to attribute it to, then why? Then I need to know what does it mean? So a kiss-ass question would be, I think, something that's just 100% like, you're so great, and tell me why you're so great. That's a kiss-ass question, Coach, you guys have been fantastic doing such and such. You've been amazing doing such and such. Oh my God, so great at this. Can you just tell me why you guys are so great? That's kiss-ass. This was more informative. And I'll be honest with you, after it was all said and done, I had so many reporters tell me that's the best answer. It came up to me like, man, that's the best answer he has given to any question since he's been here. I'm just unsolicited. And let me tell you, reporters are really short on praise. They're really short on praise. So for those of you who did not have a chance to see it, I asked him. You'll hear the question. I asked him to define what culture is, and let's get into it. And actually, we figured out how to actually play these things here. So, Aaron, let's go ahead and get that on the screen. And then when you get that on the screen on my end, I'll go ahead and play it. Let's go.
Hey, Coach, you've talked a lot about culture being one of the reasons for success this season. Can you define it for me? I mean, like, what's on your list? What's on the items? What's on the checklist? Sitting in the front of the classrooms and showing up early, like, what is it?
How long do I have? That's a tough. I need like a semester. I should teach a class. No. I think this. I think first of all, and that's a fair question and a good question. I think the first thing about culture is organic. It is not a sign up in your building. It's not a T-shirt you wear. It's not breaking the team down and saying, "Hey, culture on 3." I think culture is organic, right? It manifests itself with the relationships that you build. I think that there's things that we talk to in our culture that are of the utmost importance. Commitment is really important to our culture. Discipline is really important to our culture, right? Accountability is very important to our culture. Mental and physical toughness are very important to our culture. Love is very important to our culture. Vulnerability is very important to our culture. Transparency is really important to our culture. So that's just to name a few. But I can't just say those things. We have to live those things, and then we have to have teachable moments along the way, A, to celebrate the guys that are doing those things, B, point out when maybe we're not, and then how can we fix it, and then how do we correlate that? Because who you are some of the time is who you are all of the time. And so if you want to be a disciplined football team when you take the field each weekend, you have to be disciplined when you're off the field. How do how are we in school? How are we in community service? All of it all adds up to that becomes your culture, because that is who you are. That's how we go about everyday life. For example, when we have a team meeting and that meeting breaks, I have the same few guys that early on would make sure the team room was clean. There was no Gatorade bottles, there was no tape, there was no trash. And a couple of those guys' names were Roshan Johnson and Bijan Robinson. Well, that elevated to, when those guys were gone, the running back room was the ones that cleaned up the team room. To now, when we break a team meeting, everybody looks around. And so it has grown from 2 guys that has grown into more, to when we go to the movies on Friday nights before a ball game, if we have a night game, everybody chirps up, pick up your trash. So I know those sound like little things, but in the end, those are really big things to me, because that means that's the way we're thinking all of the time. And if we're doing those little things, and that's why I say to celebrate the small victories, I really celebrate that stuff, because I think those actions and that behavior leads to the big victories, leads to 1st and goal on the 5 and your defense has got to get 4 stops, leads to 3rd and 12 backed up on the road and you convert a 1st down. I think it leads to those guys counting on one another, relying on one another, because they're doing the right things on a daily basis. And we're not perfect, and I don't expect our guys to be perfect, but if they can be coachable on and off the field and they can learn from one another, then we will continue to grow and our culture will continue to grow. But it takes being vulnerable. It takes being transparent with one another. It takes getting to know one another so that you can have some empathy for what a guy's going through, not just on the field, but off the field, where he came from, what's going on in his life. And we have to share those things. And so in the summer, You know, we do a lot of culture work every Wednesday morning. Now, Friday night, I do a culture exercise before. That's the last thing we do before we go get on the bus, whether it's to go to the hotel or to go get on the plane. Like, we invest a lot in that, and I think that obviously, to me, it's paying dividends, because I think culture beats talent if your culture is really strong. Culture and talent together is a pretty powerful force, and that's something that we've tried to create here.
I thought that was a fantastic, talking about fantastic answer. Because so now we know when he says culture and we say culture wins, and he's like, it's culture. Now you know exactly what that means, what the correlation to that means when he talks about the things that he's building. I thought it was interesting when he says, like, hey, this is not, you know, something that you just put on the wall, or it's culture on 3. Because how many times have we seen like the talking points, right? And the talking points are supposed to be the thing that builds the culture. But then when he really got into the weeds of it, it explained so much and made so much sense as relates to that. Some of the sayings that he talked about culture beating talent, like, those things are true. How many times have we seen it? You know, and Sarkis talked about, you know, people used to say, you know, 5-star culture versus 5-star talent, things to that effect. It's like, now we have both, right? So I thought it was one of the more insightful things, and one of the more, I thought, learning lessons that we've been able to ascertain from Sarkisian, for something, like I said, I didn't know. I didn't know what it was, such a vague term. And it makes we'll talk more and we'll kind of get into more of the things that he said, but it makes so much sense. He has an NFL mentality, right? So by NFL mentality, like, he coaches the guys hard, but he's not disrespectful. And there's a difference, right? And you guys know this. And I say guys, I don't mean that as just men. Like, I know there's women who watch this, and there's women who have played sports as well. So it's a universal thing. That you know, you played sports. You get it, that there's sometimes someone could coach you hard. They're not being disrespectful, right? They're like, push it, come on, you could do more, blah blah blah, like that kind of thing, as opposed to, well, you know what, you know, your mama's a B, get the heck out of here, like, you know, that kind of stuff. You're like, whoa, what are you doing right now? You know, what is happening right now at this moment, right? And so in the NFL, I've said this before, that when you go to the NFL, the one thing that many college coaches fail in the NFL is because they think they can go in and with, you know, strong armor, right? Give me 1 second, Texas boy. They feel like they can go in the same way I control it in college is the same way I'm going to control this thing here in the NFL. And you can't do that. You got to coach them. You got to be respectful. But if you think you're going to MF one of these players, you might catch a fade. Like, I'm serious. I told you guys before. But I was in Detroit and I covered the Detroit Lions. And then Ndamukong Suh, he would just, everybody sat at a table in the Detroit Lions meeting room. Ndamukong Suh, he was the number 1 overall pick. You know where he sat? In the back with his leather chair, but one of those big massage things that you see in the mall, like that. One of those big chairs. It was like a Nebraska red, and he sat back there, and in the back of the room would chill out, and everybody else sat at the table. And guess what? You can't tell them nothing, because that's how the NFL works. That's just how it is. So you have to learn how to talk to people and relate to people, and I think that's the thing that Sark does extremely well. He knows how to talk to them. He knows how to relate to them, and because of that, they end up having that kind of, you know, you can see this bond that's growing in the team. And now all of a sudden, you know, you like your brother, I mean, especially, you guys and ladies who've been in the military, you understand that. That person next to you, when you've got that bond, is different, right? Now, I've never been in the military, but this is what's been described to me. That brotherhood, that sisterhood, that exists within there. When you have that, it makes a huge difference, right? And so I really loved the exactly everything about that answer. We'll get into more to that. Let's get to that super chat, though, because that was 50 bones. And so I appreciate that. And Texas boy, Unc Slim, I just made $3K on 15 Amazon putts. What a morning. Happy Thanksgiving to all the Burnt Orange Nation hook'em. I don't know what that means. I just on Amazon putts. What is it? Amazon? Does it mean Prize Picks? Like, what is it? What, Aaron? What is that? Somebody decipher this for Unc? He made $3K on 15 Amazon putts. What is that? Like, is that? Did you sell something? I'm glad you made the money. So just let's start there. However you made this money on Amazon and you made $3K, I'm happy for you, and I'm happy that you want to share it and spend a small portion here to talk about it. But I don't know, Texas boy. You shaking your head. I don't know. Well, what? How you shaking your head and you put it in there? How you shake? I don't know. You typed it out. Can you tell me what the heck you talking about? I'm happy that you made money. You put $50 in the chat. I'm happy that you made it, but stock putts? What's a stock putt? What's a stock putt? What's a putt? What is going on? No, it's not free. No, I don't know what's going on. Listen, I don't know what's going on. I'm hoping that there was something that this somehow makes sense, and I'm hoping this is not like some sort of like advertisement, something or other. And I'm hoping you can bring some clarity to this, because I don't know I don't know. Y'all, listen. Hold on. Hold on. Slow down. I see y'all in the chat coming at me. Someone put $50 in. If someone put $50 in the chat, I'm going to read it. Okay, so I mean, let's start there. But if he, but I don't know what it means. So please clarify, because now I'm just confused, and I don't know if I just said something or whatever. But I don't know. Now you, man, Tess, man, now you just threw me off, man. I don't even know what the hell you're talking about. Can we get? And how long does it take to type out some sort of clarity for you? I've been filibustering for the last minute and a half or 2 minutes so you can type in some clarity. Can you give me some clarity, Texas guy? Where you at? It's options trading. Okay, so he made 3,000 in options trading. Well, why did he say that? I'm glad you made some money. So he said, Terrence says put not putts. I'm only going to do this for like 30 more seconds, and then we're just going to have to move on because Texas guy is not clarifying. I'm just going to move on. Because now I'm just throwing off. So Sark, he thanked everybody for coming out to Ames, Iowa. He did thank everybody for that. There was a good crowd out there, a good number of Longhorn fans that I saw. I think I told y'all. I saw him on the plane. Okay, Texas boy says stock markets. He's trying to be a day trader. Congratulations, 3Gs. Hey, Texas boy. By the way, that's really good. And Texas boy, save some of that money. We are actually partnering with a guy who apparently is one of the leaders in crypto. And so so he's going to be a partner on the show. And I sat down to have lunch with him, and he's made a lot of money, and they've explained it to me. And so to save some of that, but they're going to be on partnering with for the next week or so. And for those who are looking for ways, no, it's not scammers, because what he does is it's actually they actually have what it is like an AI kind of they have an AI program that tells you when to sell it, when to buy it, this and that. It's basically an AI thing, and they come up with their own algorithm kind of stuff. So anyway, I mean, it'll be up to you guys. It'll be up to you. I ain't gonna tell you how to spend your money, but nonetheless, if you like it, I love it. He gave some injury updates, and the good part is it doesn't seem like there's going to be a ton of injuries as relates to Texas, for kind of things for you guys to be concerned about. He thinks that everybody will be in there on Friday. So hopefully, Tom G, you got the answer to your question yesterday. And usually, Tom G, if something's bad, it's usually you'll know, but sometimes no news is good news. Okay, let me all right, you guys got super chats coming in, so let me go ahead and explain. Go ahead. Tom G goes, what is a put option? A put option, excuse me. He said put. What is a put option? A put option gives you the right to sell a specific stock at a specific price on or before a specific date. Oh, well, there you go. Well, congratulations on making 3Gs. That's amazing. I bet you I feel pretty good about that. So congratulations on that. That's awesome. Continue that up. So when you make I'm just curious, if you make 3Gs doing that, what do you do with the money? Do you roll it over into your next thing? Do you put a certain portion aside and reinvest that? Or you take that 3Gs and you just you just keep going and going and going? I'm just kind of curious how that is. But congratulations on you, man. That's 3Gs is awesome. 3Gs to help send my kid to Barcelona this summer. all the places that he's getting invited to play soccer. Good Lord. Anyway, so he talked about Tech yesterday. He talked about them having kind of a tough start to the season, fighting the injury bug early, but then says that they're getting better as the season is going along. He was asked about the transfer portal, and he said it was something that they had not addressed because right now they're in the middle of a championship run, but he did acknowledge that it's probably something that they need to address at, probably after next week, understanding that, hey, look, I mean, it is what it is, right? There are guys who are thinking about it, but he said you just hope at the end of the day that they enjoy this ride that they're on, because you only really kind of get one shot at these things. You never know if that's going to happen when you go to another program. So he understands that those things are going to be out there, and at the end of the day, they'll fight to keep the people who they want to keep, and for other people, they'll wish them well and hope all works out for them. But and so he talked about that. And that's just life. That's just reality. I don't think it's something that we can get too worked up over, or too overreactionary to. And I'll be honest with you, if we just keep it in a buck, if we just keep it in a buck as relates to like the transfer portal, Texas really hasn't lost anybody that has been a game changer in the transfer portal so far. To be honest with you, when you just think about the people going in the transfer portal from that have left Texas, you haven't really lost sleep over any of them, right? I mean, there hasn't been a quarterback that you said to yourself, like, oh man, we're done. A running back, like something like that. Like Georgia lost Adonai Mitchell. It's not like Texas lost an Xavier Worthy, right? So, or Jatavian Sanders, or a Byron Murphy, or anything to that effect. Benji, you lost Casey Thompson. I mean, what has Casey done in college since he's left here that's going to make you think that was a huge loss? I hear you, Ben. What has he done? Oh wait, is that sarcasm? Yeah, if that was sarcasm, he didn't put LOL though, so I don't know. Nonetheless, and why you say Casey? Why you even mention Hudson Card? That guy's not quarterback. I can't believe how many people was standing on the table for Hudson Card just trying to shout down telling me how, oh man, he's the next Aaron Rodgers. Oh man, he Aaron Rodgers in practice, man. You don't know, like all that kind of stuff. I'm like, man, I don't think it's that good. I'll just be honest with you, I don't think it's that good. And everybody, I don't know if I've seen one person circle back and say, you know what, I'm so sorry for the things I so disrespectful to you about that thing, because I was like, Casey's better. I don't know what y'all talk about. Casey better. I've seen him. Oh, what doing practice? Well, okay, we're doing the games. Ain't nobody. Everybody quiet now. He also talked about CJ Baxter's ability to close out games in the second half. The challenges. I wrote about this, and I've said this before. I'm gonna give Sark credit again, because I think it's important, because there's so much in life. When people do things that are wrong, we have no problems pointing out how incorrect they are. But when they do things right, then all of a sudden it's just like, we don't say it enough, right? It's like somebody you can be in a relationship and like you can do 9 things correct, and then you hear about the one thing that you did wrong, and you're just like, really? What about the other 9, right? So the thing I got to give Sark credit for is that when he got here, and I asked him about this after the game on Sunday, there's a lot of coaches who come in and they take this approach of, I'm just going to badmouth the previous coach. I'm going to badmouth the players. And it's always going to be something like negative. And I got to bring in my guys, right? That's what you always hear. He's got to bring in his guys. He's got to bring in his guys. Like you hear that. And I've heard that, right? Throughout the race, he's got to bring in, Charlie's got to bring in Charlie's guys. Tom's got to bring in Tom's guys, like all that kind of stuff. And I give Sark tons of credit. On the record, off the record, he has not one time ever said anything negative about Herman or the previous staff. Not one time. Not once. The only thing he's ever said was, hey, this is a roster that was constructed maybe not in a way that I would have done it, but it's okay. We'll work with it. That's it. And it's when you see the people who are excelling this season, right? These are guys who signed up to play for another coach. And we've seen that rough transition before, right? We've seen the rough transition where all of a sudden you've got this coach who's in here, and this button of heads, and then there's an exodus and things to that effect. And all the people you see thrive and excelling, they sign up for another coach. And he said his whole thing was, I'll win them over. Not I'll get rid of them. It was I'll win them over. Somehow, some way, I'll win them over through time, through trust. And you see the byproduct of that. You see the building blocks of that. And so I will always give him credit for the way that he's handled that situation. I think I've always respected Sark. I'll say that. I've always respected him. But I feel like my respect level for him has gone up more notches this year because of just how he handles everything. It's not to say he don't get prickly, and not to say Sark don't get, Sark don't, he may get in a little mood. He may have a little mood, but there's still respect that's there. Y'all see it. He sometimes, he and I think with me, he respects me, but it don't mean like every once in a while he don't say something to me. It's not disrespectful. Just like you don't like what is being asked. But then there's also respect there. So and there's a respect level for me that is growing. And I would say like both. I think it's growing on both sides of the aisle as well. A couple other things, and we'll do a break and then go into some buy or sell. Actually, where's Tom G? Tom G actually had. I'm sorry. Tom G had a super chat that came in, so I want to make sure I get into that. El Presidente called me yesterday to confirm the suite and steak dinner Friday night in Dallas. Keep your calendar open. Roll call. Let's get a meetup. I mean, yes, Tom G, though, you got to listen. I like the idea, but there's got to be an OB. If Texas makes it, Tom G, if Texas makes it to the Big 12 championship and we're in Arlington, there's got to be a happy hour that's being had. So I get the steak dinner stuff. It sounds good. There's got to be an OB happy hour. So hopefully, if the dinner's happening, let it be in the evening time. But there's got to be a 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 6 to 8-ish kind of happy hour. We're in Arlington. Texas is finally back here with a good chance of winning it. First time since 2018, plus second time since 2009. Oh, we partying. We are partying. We doing all kinds of shots. We are everybody. I'll be in the press box like this the next morning, just chilling. Hey, I was out with the crew. So because of that, no, man, we gotta figure that thing out. Talked about biggest game. Talked about the culture. A lot of praise for Jordan Whittington, of course. That's out there as well. And I think those are kind of the main things. Everything else is just really good answers. Go back and watch the press conference if you hadn't had a chance to see it. It's about 36 good minutes of information. Okay, let's do this. Because I want to talk to you guys before I have to get out of here. And I could have spent more time on that. Texas Live for the happy hour, BLK. That's BK. That's it. That's it right there. We'll just post up and we'll take over. We'll just post up at Texas Live and take over. Get there like 5 o'clock or so, and that's exactly what we'll do. We'll just post up at Texas Live. I think that is, yeah. But yeah, first of all, you guys are talking about hotel prices next to Jerry World right now. When you have faith and make your reservations before the season, you don't have to worry about the hotel prices. Because I made my reservations beforehand. Now I don't gotta pay for it, but I made my reservations before that. And no, hey, by the way, good question. Texas, right? South Arizona, Texas Live. We will do a. I'm 10 toes down. I'm all chips in. Texas gets to the Big 12 championship game. With Texas, we'll do something at Texas Live. I don't know if I need to contact them or not, but that's what we're going to do. We'll go to Texas Live on that Friday. We'll do a happy hour from like, I don't know, 6 to 8, something like that. No, 5 to 6, 5 to 7. 5 to 7. That's happy hour, right? Aaron's like 5 to 7's happy hour, I think. So we'll do a happy hour from like 5 to 7. I'll get there early, and that's what we'll do. We'll go to Texas Live. We'll just take over and have a good old time. It don't have to be anything formal. We'll just show up. We'll just show up and have a good time. I think that's what's up. All right, let's do a quick break. We'll come back. We're going to get to all your buy or sell questions. I'm going to get to as many as possible. And the last question, no, there's no more media availability this week. So because it's a short week, what you got from Sarkisian on Monday, that's it. There'll be nothing else. Nothing else. That's it. So no more media availability. And no more shows after Wednesday for us. All right, let's do a quick break, and then we will be right back. DJ Aaron, play that commercial track.
So that's good news for Texas. 3rd and 8 created off of it. So Iowa State still has to convert here. And they're going 3 wides on one side here. Little 3-by-1 to the left on 3rd and 8. Becht is in trouble, and he's been sacked. And I think Byron Murphy just did that with one arm. Wow. You deserve that celebration, young man. I think he's being dealt with. 3/4 of his body was being handled by an offensive lineman, and he snuck an arm around and sacked the quarterback with it. He's being held, kind of. That's a little bit of a snag. Nice job by Byron Murphy. He gives the double blow the kiss to the crowd there. He deserved every bit of it. 4th and 17, and Iowa State has to go for it. Here's Texas's chance to really close the door.
And immediate pressure, good defense. Guys, don't hate me for saying this.
Say it,
Ball
kid.
game. Ball game.
There it is.
Longhorns take over with 3:20 to go in the game. Up 10. Iowa State turns the ball over on downs. Very professional, solid performance from this Texas Longhorns football team today. They're not going to win any national voters over tonight, right? Like,
Nope.
They won't get a lot of style points credit, but that's a really good second half performance for the Longhorns. In the end, they're going to run this clock out, Chad, or get close to it. But the Longhorns are going to get out of Ames tonight with a W, barring the biggest meltdown in Steve Sarkisian's coaching career.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of they've got good field position. They're going to be taking over. Hold on, where's the ball at? Let me look at the stat page real quick. I forgot where that ball was snapped. So Texas has the ball 1st and 10. Iowa State 47.
Yeah, just across mid.
Iowa State has 3 timeouts. But Texas is in complete control of this game.
Yeah, no doubt. And think about the contrast from last week. Last week we saw them give up it was a 20-3 run, correct? Against TCU?
Yes.
Won it 20-3. So in this one, it was 6-3 at one point. And now you're talking about 26-16. You just closed out that drive, get the ball back with a full 10-point lead. That's pretty big. So everybody can do that math on what they did. But this is where if I'm a fan catch, I think most of the fans on the chat can agree. This one feels a lot better. This one feels more substantive than what we saw last week because you're getting a 2-score. You have a 2-score lead right now with a chance to just close it out. But right now it feels like a lot more substance to this team. You said it. Not a beautiful win, but man, you go to Ames, Iowa, and get stuff done. This is that time of year where sometimes you just got to win the game.
All right, welcome back. Yeah, man, we go to Texas Live too, man. Man, did you guys? Trey Weiser's mom is an entertainer. Did you guys ever hear her perform? Trey Weiser's mom, she's out there in that area. I wonder if I can get her to perform somewhere. She's so good. Oh my goodness, that woman, she is talented. I saw her. I think it was it may have been like, I don't know if it was Texas OU weekend. No, it wasn't Texas. I don't know what I went there for. Maybe it was the Fort Worth game, or was it No, it was Houston. It was Houston, and she was out there. And she was performing at a venue out there. She was really, I mean, she bought it, boy. I mean, she bought it, and I was like, I went up to her, I introduced myself, and I said, "What do you do for a living?" She's like, "This is it." I was like, I can see why. So yeah, Texas goes. We gotta get in contact with Trey Wise's mom. I think Mike, stop it, Mike. Don't do that. No. Don't do it. I'm not going there. Let's do some buy or sells, Aaron. Let's do some buy or sells that are out there. Text guy 2. He goes, buy or sell. UT already has portal targets that are not yet announced in the portal. Buy. So the text guy, though, the how that goes, though. So how this thing works, when you say UT, that's very broad, right? So UT implies like Sarkisian, or it implies Jeff Banks or something to that effect. That's not how that goes. How that goes is agents, trainers, like NIL people, Like that's how that whole thing kind of goes, and it happens behind the scenes. But yes, I got a call yesterday from somebody who was telling me about how they were trying to connect with someone because they want to get they're trying to bring in some talent to Texas, and they were and again I'm being vague about it because I know people watch the show, and if I get too specific, then all of a sudden I'm going to put people on tilt. So yes, the short answer is yes, that is going on right now. But just so you know, Text Guy 2, that's not Sarkisian, or that's not coaching staff things. That's all the other entities around that are saying, hey, let's see what we can do in order to make this team better. 100% happening right now. And boy, I can tell you this much. If Texas was able to get this one particular name that I would love to say, but I don't want to mess up anything at this moment or put anyone on notice. So because I don't want to do anything, I'm just going to let that thing be. But if they could, that's all I got to say. All right, give me another one. Give me another one, Aaron. Appreciate Aaron. Aaron's not at home. He's actually on the road. And he still did his show this morning and produced mine. So I appreciate Aaron. Dwayne Garcia says, buy or sell. Jordan Whittington will score another TD this Friday night. Texas Tech is not that good. You know what? Buy. On his second senior night, another senior night. Like there's certain people, actually, this is Jordan Whittington's second senior night. Christian Jones' second senior night. These guys, they're like, wait, how many times you gonna do this? And it's funny, he was like, Christian Jones was saying something yesterday. He said, he's got like his 14-year-old sister text him and said something like, you're doing another senior night. Are you gonna walk again? That's pretty lame. And so it's like, you gotta love young girls. Young girls, let me tell you, there is nothing more. There's nothing more honest. There's no group of people who are more honest and mean than young girls. I'm serious. I got kids. You get girls going anywhere from about 10-ish to about 14 or so. Oh, they're terrors. They say some of the meanest things to people. I'm just like, who raised you? How? You girls are so mean. Just so yes. But yes, I was off topic. Jordan Whittington, absolutely. I'm gonna buy, even though history says it's probably not going to happen, but nonetheless, I say I'm gonna go for that. You say Jay Whitney to AARP night. Chris Nelson, I turn 50 next year. So next month. Hell, I wish it was next year. Next month, within a certain amount of days, and I will qualify for AARP. So I don't need to talk about AARP like that. You know what's so funny you say that though, Chris Nelson? Let me tell you something. You know what's funny? It's so funny you say that though. I was at this is serious, Chris. You'll appreciate this. I went to a one of these like soul concerts over the summer, right? Soul Fest things. And so I happened to be in Nashville for the SEC Media Days, and that weekend there was going to be a festival in Cincinnati. So I figured I'll just drive over to the festival and check that thing out, right? So in the festival, it was all the old school. Hold on, I'm going to tell you. Hold on, let me tell you. I'm going to tell you some of the old school guys. Cincinnati Music Festival 2023. Right. Let me give you the lineup for the folks that were there. And Chappelle was there, by the way, as well. Let me see if I can give you the lineup for the 2023 so you get the idea of it. Let me see. Damn it. I don't have the program. Okay, here we go. All right, so check this out. So on Thursday night, It was the 50th anniversary of hip hop, right? So they had Dougie Fresh, Slick Rick, Big Daddy Kane, Rakim was there, right? On Friday night, they had Al Green, Jill Scott, Jodeci, Midnight Star, and Gerald Albright, right? On Saturday night, so I went to the Friday one. On Saturday night, they had P-Funk Connection, which I don't remember if they performed or not. But mainly they had Babyface and they had Snoop Dogg on Saturday night, okay? So on Friday night, Al Green, Jill Scott, Jodeci, Midnight Star, Gerald Albright. Saturday, Babyface, Snoop Dogg. Do you know who the concert was sponsored by? AARP. The concert was sponsored by AARP. And you know what they gave us? They gave us church fans with AARP on it. If I'm lying, I'm dying. They literally gave us church fan. And do you know what a church fan is, Aaron? Do you know what a church fan is? I have to show you what one is. It's in a lot of black churches, old school black churches. They would have like a fan, and it would have like a funeral home that would be the sponsor. So it'd be such and such funeral home. They put the sponsor, and then you had the fan. It's like on a stick, and you go like that. And they gave it to us, and I realized like I'm old because this concert is so dope to me. And they're like, all y'all old black folks are out here. And they kept playing AARP commercials during here, and I was like, y'all hit the target demographic. Golly. And then I signed up. All right, next one. Next buy or sell. Next buy or sell is out here. Lewis Gaines, you said that you turned 50 in January. They sent you an AARP card. Dang. This is gangster. You don't have to apply. They just send it to you. Wow. Buy or sell, Bama and Georgia make the CFP. My gut says sell because I think Georgia's going to beat Bama in the game. So because you're going to see Travis Scott tonight? Man, I thought about going, but I'm too old for him. So I thought about going. I was like, I'll save my money for the Black Pumas in a couple of weeks, and I'll just probably go check them out. But I think I think we have to stand during the Black Pumas concert. I got to look at those tickets again. I'm still recovering from that broken pinky toe, and I'm good for walking now. It's like this week's the first week I was actually able to put on sneakers, but I'm not trying to stand for a couple of hours. I can't do that. My foot's not strong enough yet. But yeah, I'm gonna sell on it. I think Georgia's gonna beat Bama in the when it counts. I think Bama's hot, and that's cool. But I think Georgia's the better team. I think they got the better athletes. I think Georgia ends up winning. And then I don't think that gets in. I think Georgia gets in. I think the Big 12, Big 10 winner will get in. Probably Oregon or Washington will get in. That'll be the 3 spot. And I think then it's really just a matter of, did I say the Big? Yeah, I said the Big 10. Oregon or Washington to get in. It's going to be one of those two. And then really it's just a matter of FSU can stay undefeated. If FSU can stay undefeated, then there you go. That's everybody. There's all 4 teams are undefeated. You can't be mad at that. If FSU loses, then I think it gets weirder. If Georgia loses, then I think it gets really weird because I don't know what happens if Alabama beats Georgia. Do you drop them? How far do you drop them? So that's just kind of where that thing is at. So yeah, I'm gonna sell on it. My gut says that Georgia is going to win in the conference championship game. Then buy or sell. Baxter has another 100+ rushing yard games, but does he get to 120? Yeah, I'll buy on that. I think he's starting to get comfortable. I think he's starting to get warmer. So I'll buy on CJ Baxter. I like what I saw from him in the past game. Would like to see a little bit more wiggle from him. just a little bit more. But I think as he gets more comfortable, hey, as long as you're holding on to that ball, young man, and then I'm good with that. So yeah, I'll buy him $120. I don't know what the prize picks will be, but I'll go ahead and buy him that, William. That's a good question though. What else we got? Buy or sell. If we go to Nolia, always going to do Bourbon Street with us. Buy. Are you kidding me? So let me tell you. Yes, I will absolutely do Bourbon Street with you guys. I have so many New Orleans stories. I was going to tell you about a story that I almost got arrested, so I won't do that story. But many years ago, I went to New Orleans. So this had to be like 10. No, my son's 10. So it had to be maybe like 12 years ago. So went to New Orleans for a New Year's Eve, right? And I was with my son's mother at the time. We were married. And so my ex-wife, that's better to say. It sounds a lot better. And so I got us one of these, when you those things that overlook Bourbon Street, like and people stand on the ledges. So they have like these, it's almost like something, it's like I don't know, it's like a club or something to that effect, but they have kind of things. And by the way, Tom G and El Presidente, if we're going to New Orleans, you guys need to look into renting out one of those, and we can hire a DJ and stuff like that. Anyway, so long story short is, what happens is like they usually ask the women who are standing up there like to flash the boobs, right? Flash the boobs and you throw down beads, right? So my ex, this dude was asking her, he like, flash the boobs. And she was messing with him. And she's like, no, show me yours, right? And she's like, flash. She's like, no, show me yours. So dude pulls down his pants to show it so that she can show the boobs. So she 3 seconds later, Aaron, these cops grab him and he got arrested. Oh, I was like, damn, it was a young kid too. I was like, oh, snap. He got arrested for like indecent, like exposure or whatever. Poor guy. I sure hope there wasn't a school nearby. I hope there wasn't a school like 2 blocks away from Bourbon that we didn't know about. But that guy totally got arrested. So nonetheless, yeah, I'm down. I'll be there. I'll be down. So yes, I'm down for Texas Live. I'm down for whatever. You count me in, South End Zone Queen. But we gotta rent one of those rooms that overlook Bourbon, so we can have a private party. Is what we need to do. Heron 2, buy or sell. Sark will get a big extension this offseason. Sell. I don't think I think Texas has had a bad history of overreacting to coaches who do their job. Sark's doing his job. And so because he's doing his job is to compete. You got hired at Texas to compete for a championship. That's what your job is. And so, but what happens? They gave Tom Herman an extension after the Sugar Bowl. They gave Shaka Smart an extension after a good season. Right? And then all of a sudden, a year or two later, they're thinking to themselves like, oh man, we've got this extension. Don't do that. I think if you look at the college football landscape, you don't want to be on the hook for too long with coaches. Things change. You just don't know. And so I would say like this, if you want to give him, add in an extra year, sure. Add in an extra year. See what happens when he gets to the SEC first. If he does it when he gets to the SEC and everything continues, 100%. Go ahead and do that. But for right now, I would say, listen, you tell them congratulations. You've done what we hired you to do. We're super excited about it. Got a couple of years left on the contract. Let's get through next year and then go from there. But don't add on 3 years or anything crazy like that. I think that in itself, just get to the SEC first. Get to the SEC first. See what happens. Then if he's competing for a championship in year one of the SEC, Okay, then yeah, got it. But don't overreact to one season. That would be my cautionary tale at this point. Sandman 23, buy or sell. Texas wins a New Year's Six bowl without Jonathan Brooks. Sure, I'll buy on that. I think Texas is going to win. I think that Texas is going to win the Big 12 championship. I don't know if Texas is going to get in to the CFP stuff, but I definitely think I can definitely see them going to the Cotton Bowl. What did Aaron? What did Brett McMurphy have as a projection for Texas bowl wise? I'm kind of curious as to. I think he had Cotton Bowl, and if I'm remembering, I think the last time I saw it was supposed to be against Lane Kiffin in Ole Miss, but I don't know what that looks like now. But I'm kind of curious what Brett McMurphy would have said. But yeah, I can definitely see that. And by the way, Cotton Bowl. December 28th. I mean, December 28th, it would be the Cotton Bowl. So not a January 1st bowl game. But Aaron, you got that as far as what Brett McMurphy predicted. He's got Texas and Missouri in the Cotton Bowl. Aaron, is that what he's got them at? Yeah, Texas and Missouri in the Cotton Bowl. That's probably the realistic scenario at this point. And yes, Sugar Bowl is in the CFP this year, Rhett Moore. So because Sugar Bowl is the CFP, then the Cotton Bowl kind of becomes the prize if Texas doesn't make it into the CFP. So it wouldn't be a bad one. Let's do a couple of more. Blake Winfrey. People on X are more annoying than Aggies on X. Aggies on X. I'll be honest with you. You know what? I only really pay attention to Billy on X, and he doesn't annoy me at all. So the people who people who get more annoying are like Tech fans. They're to me are probably the most annoying on X more so than any other fan base. I think they're number one. I haven't really. Is that what it means? It said emoji. It says on my end. It says cacti emoji. So I'm assuming. Is that what that is? Okay, I can't see it. I can't see it on the screen, so I get it. Oh, if that's the case, I'm sorry, guys. So just so you guys know, sometimes we do the emojis, sometimes it doesn't show up on my end of my screen, so I didn't know what that was. But yes, they're way more annoying. Way more annoying. The most annoying fan base is Tech fans. I think Catch categorized it great. For a program that's accomplished so little, they talk so much. Accomplished so little, and they talk so much. And I told you, they got little man complex. They got little man. It's like a little man complex. Someone pulled out a ruler. You see 3 inches. That's a Tech fan. Just talking. Little man at the bar that wants to fight. That's how I feel like Tech fan. I'm like, just shut up. What have you accomplished? That's like all this stuff. That's a fan base I won't miss. That's a fan base I won't miss. What else we got? Super chat, Texas boy. Buy or sell. Tech D line will hold Texas to sell. That's not against this offensive line. Nah. I'm not buying that. I'll just say this. Listen, I will say that I'm a believer in where the program is, and I feel like every week Texas pulls out a win, and we're like, well, we don't know. Well, I will just see. Well, I don't know. Better be careful. Don't say this. Don't say that. Don't say this. I'm like, well, you know what? I'm just gonna say that I think this program is good. I think this program is gonna should go out and beat Tech. And if they lose, it won't be because of the words that I said. It'll be because of something else. But it won't be oh my God, like on more jinx. No, stop. It's not gonna be a jinx. None of that thing is there. So no, I think Texas is a better team. I am not. This is where I'm at right now. This is where I'm at with the conversation. Okay. I'm tired of going into games and having people try to tell me that I should be remembering crap that happened 2 years ago and 5 years ago and 8 years ago. And I do these prediction shows and I carry all this stuff about the stuff from the past. Well, that stuff's the past. Texas is the number 7 team in the country. So what other number 7 team in the country, what other number top 10 team in the country are they playing against unranked opponents? And people are saying, well, we got to see. We'll have to see what happens with Bama and how they show out. And we'll have to see what happens. Nobody else says that. So why should I, with the covering a team that's ranked within the top 10, why can't I? What's so wrong for me saying, like, I think this team is better than another team and they should beat them? You're Texas boy. I'm not saying anything to you. It's not directed at you. I'm just decorous in general as far as the conversation is concerned. I feel good about where Texas is at. I feel good about the progress that they've shown. I feel really good about what I see from the quarterback position. I feel good about the defensive line. I feel good about the offensive line. And I feel good about this team going forward. And so I will not allow myself to tell them to think of some shit that happened a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago, 8 years ago, 10 years ago. I'm operating off of this season, and I think Texas is good. And I think Texas will go out and handle their business on Friday. Number 7 team in the country. Act like it. Don't mean you got to be arrogant, but it doesn't mean you have to be timid. Ooh. Oh no. Oh no. Tech beat them last year. Okay. And we talk about this year and do it again. And then you give me the props. We in the new year. So, and yesterday's price ain't today's price. Things happen. Things change. Teams get better. Teams improve. It is what it is. Nonetheless. Hey, man, I predicted a butt whooping line. Hey, William 03, you said that score better be a butt whooping. I predicted a butt whooping of Iowa State last week. And you know what? It ended up being a 10-point win. But if those two, and I know it is what it is, right? But Texas had 2 touchdowns that were taken off the board. 2 touchdowns that were taken off the board. If those touchdowns stand, then the butt whooping happened that I thought should have happened against Iowa State. It just got those touchdowns taken down. But, it is what it is. All right, let's do 2 more, Aaron. Do we have 2 more buy or sells? If not, we'll stop. We'll do 2 more, and I got to get out of here, so we got to get this thing ready for Prize Picks. Tom G, buy or sell. Texas finally puts the clamps on an opponent's passing game less than 200 yards. Sell. I ain't buying on that one, Tom. I know what this team is. Whoever the quarterback is all of a sudden they're gonna throw the ball and they're gonna have success. So no, I'm gonna sell on that one. I like to buy on it. Texas is gonna win, but that don't mean that they're gonna stop anyone from a passing perspective. No, that ain't gonna happen, Tom. But they will win. But that's about it. And let's do one more. Antonio also said, shout out to Almer. Texas just released a promo video with Salt's culture commentary from yesterday. Straight fire. Huh. Wait. Well, hello, Texas. Let me give you my Venmo. I was thinking, by the way, y'all tell me you think this is a crazy idea. I'm going to get to you. Antonio, I'm going to get to you in a second. I was thinking, when I turned for my 50th, right? If I tweet it out, I want you guys to tell me if this is a horrible idea or not. I'm serious. Tell me if this is a horrible idea or not. If I tweet out for my 50th birthday, I want to become a millionaire. Here's my Venmo. Can we make it happen? Do you think I would get enough donations to get $1 million? Or do you think I'll get clowned? Because there was a guy that put something on a game they signed for like his Venmo for a beer fund. And the next thing you know, he just got flooded with money, just tons of money. And I'm just like, I always say closed mouths don't get fed. Do you think there'll be enough people that's like, I'll throw in $10, $20. You think there could be enough people that would just make it happen? Or you think I just end up with like $200? I know. I was just wondering. It's a thought, Aaron. I've been thinking about it. I was like, what? Can I just ask? Maybe. I know. Jeremiah say you're going to get absolutely clowned. You probably right. I don't know. All right, Antonio, last one. Buy or sell. I didn't mean one person to donate. I was like, can I get enough donations? Oh no, probably not. I'll probably get clowned. Buy or sell. We win the Big 12 championship. We get the WWE belt. CDC slams Drew Bar through a table with a double bird. Buy. Picks him up. Takes him off the stage. Just bam. And then Sark comes. Elbow. Bam. And then Tavondre Sweat with the chain on, takes off his shirt, and then just flies like Jimmy Superfly Snuka in the air and lands on Mr. Burns. Game over. Texas wins championship. All right, guys, enjoy it. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. Hope you guys have a good one. And listen, two things. First of all, I want to tell everyone happy Thanksgiving. Hope you enjoy yourself. I want to acknowledge that I know there's going to be people who are out there who are this will be your first Thanksgiving without one of your loved ones that's there. So I know for you it's going to be a little bit harder than most. For those who've lost, whether it's a loved one or a friend that's there. So I hope that you find some sort of peace during this holiday time, and I hope you find a way to get through it and to be able to not only get through the day but honor the ones that you have lost. So for you, I understand like the holiday times is just a fun and it's a joyful time for many, but also understand it's a painful time for others. So for you, I hear you, I feel you, I see you, and I acknowledge you, and I want to let you know that I know that you're going to be going through a lot, and I hope you find a way to get through to that day. For everybody else, I hope you have a fantastic day. I hope you have a fantastic time throughout this week. Be safe while you're out there. Uber to your destinations. Don't get caught in those speed traps, DUI stops, all that kind of stuff. Just Uber to where you need to go, and you'll be all right. Be safe on those roads that are out there. If you get ready to hit the road, whether it's today or tomorrow, be safe out there. Don't be in a hurry. Just that right-hand lane's there for a reason. It's all right. You'll get there eventually, but be safe because I want everybody to be back not only for this week, but next week and the week after those. So be safe out there and have fun. Have fun. Texas is sitting at 10-1. And if all goes well, 11-1 on Friday. And we're talking about going to Arlington, where we're going to be at, where we're going to meet up at. At that point, who the hell cares who's in there? Just get there. That's what Texas is. As far as tiebreakers, the situation, the hell with everybody else. Texas, you get there, and then whoever else has to face Texas, let them worry about that. Appreciate everybody in the chat. You guys have a happy Thanksgiving. Thank you to Aaron for doing all the producing behind the scenes. Check out Specs if you need to. And again, if you are going through anything, 988 is the place to call. Tons of resources if you need any help. We'll be back here on Wednesday for the prediction show, and then be back here on Friday. I'll be back on Friday for I will catch and chat to do the watch along, and I'll be there for the post game show on Friday night. Gonna go get my tree on Wednesday. You guys have a fantastic week. Enjoy your holiday, and we shall talk soon. See you soon. Remember, I always say, live each day like it was last. One day it will be. We'll talk soon. Y'all take care. Happy Thanksgiving.